Hey guys, it's Jeremy on the One Wildcrafter channel, season 6 of the Wilderness Living Challenge with the Wooded Beardsman at the small cabin in the woods. Alright, 10 minutes to shooting light. Good morning. It is day 4 of season 6 of the Wilderness Living Challenge. You can see the sky lightening up behind me. We are set up for a goose and duck hunt. We have 2 minutes till legal light. There's already been ducks flying by. I got Mark here on my right. He's got us all set up with his decoys in the field. Chris is here on my left. He stands out like a sore thumb. He's like totally invisible there. So we're set up on a newly cut bean field. We're just in the grass edge, and you can see some mullein behind me, so I was exposed on my back, so I whipped up a quick little cover here, a little bit of cover on my left, so I'm kind of obscured on all sides, and if it doesn't seem to be working, I'll add a little bit more to it, but pretty covered up the front. So we're about to get into some waterfowl action. Got a few ducks coming in around behind us. Few of them buzzed by earlier. We had a couple geese sneak up on us and just keep going on a straight track. It's been pretty slow so far with the... You were saying on the nice days they're later to fly, eh?
Yeah.
So we're just waiting it out. Hopefully see some action soon. So we're gonna give it 20 more minutes. You think they're hitting other bean fields, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost certain, just because I just saw probably somewhere in the area of 100 drop down into a pond.
Okay.
So if they've come back to the water.
Yeah. And they're already full for the day. Or the morning anyway.
There's a good chance that they lifted and went that direction and cut out, went over there, ate beans, whatever.
Yeah.
And then have now come back.
Oh yeah. All right. 20 more minutes, fingers crossed. I'm gonna go get a little picture of these Tweety birds over here and see if I can figure out what they are. Well, those little birds flew away, but when I walked down here, I got to looking at these nice apples. I don't know if any of them on the ground are good. I'll have a little look here. That one doesn't look too good. Yeah, that one's seen better days too. Oh, that one looks good. Only one bruise. Let's see if I can grab a few here. Well, a few to snack on anyway. I should show you the decoy spread from this view. Well, the sun's hitting them all. Guys are standing around having a little chat. Kind of weird hunting down here where there's always houses nearby and roads nearby. Big difference from back home. Well, that's a pretty good apple. This one would make good juice, I think. Well, looks like we might be going home gooseless today. Good thing we got 8 yesterday. Oh. Did I just hear a goose?
No. Well, there's a few here, but there's not as many as I thought. But that other pond that we went, you can't see it for all the overgrowth. Yeah. I bet you it's full because that's where most of them are dropping into.
Well, there's the remains of lunch. the gudgeon pigeon stuffed into a goose. And we threw some wild apples in there as well. Had some wild rice. Now we're going to get ready for our everything else hunt. We're going to be two-gunning it because we have a plan for some crow hunting, so we need the shotguns, and some raccoon hunting, so we need the 22s. We're going to go and try and get some more pigeons later, and every spare minute that I've got, I've been plucking away at these geese. So this is the latest one I was working on. It's the one Chris did yesterday, and this is the one I did while I was deer hunting. So I'll probably take one of these guys deer hunting again tonight, work on that, try and keep up on them. All set. Got my where is it there? Took my shotgun down, threw it in my backpack. 22. This is the walking decoy. A couple crows on his back.
Crow lady.
He's two-gunning it.
Yeah.
You got the collars in there and everything too?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a full load.
Yeah.
We'll check traps on the way.
Yep.
Alright. Nothing in the advanced trap. What a beautiful sunny day it is today though. Relative to our last few days. We had lots of cloud and wind. Now it's just like a light breeze. Sunny. It is cool out though, which is good actually for all the geese we've got hanging on the pole. They're gonna be all right there in this weather. Plus they're in the shade, so don't have to worry about refrigerating them or freezing them yet. Well, this is the deep spot. I think Chris might be over his boots if he goes through here, so I'll have to go around, or he might wait for me to check these traps. That trap over there is empty. So raccoons here, if you haven't figured it out already, they're really numerous and they're a big agricultural pest. They get people's chickens and they eat a lot of the field corn, probably other crops as well. And these two traps, empty. This is checking the two traps on the way to the squirrel stand. I just popped down here. Nothing. Can hear crows around though. Pretty much guaranteed to call a bunch of those guys in. Nothing in the traps. Anything on the camera? Nothing, eh?
Nothing since we came.
Oh yeah.
It hasn't, nothing, not even a squirrel.
Oh yeah.
But you did knock out most of the squirrels here, so
yeah, probably.
not totally surprising. But not deer, nothing, no activity.
So we're gonna hide on the field edge here. Set up those collars, or the collar and the decoys just out in front, and then Chris said we'll just dash out when it's the right time and shoot some crows. I brought some number 4 loads with me, but Chris has been shooting them with some skeet loads, 7.5, 2 3/4 inch. So I'll load a couple of those guys in there. Safety's on. This is going to be our spot. So put my bag out of the way. Might as well keep this here to keep for kneeling on. I'll show you Chris's setup. He's kind of talking to his GoPro here while he sets up, but we'll just sneak in and have a look. Two on the ground and a fluttering one. Did you say this is a mojo?
Mojo.
A crojo.
Crojo, yeah. Watch. Ready?
Oh yeah. Woo!
So it does like a 2-second interval and then it pauses
for
for 1 or 2 and then it goes again.
Yeah, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
A little bit of action on them. And then these guys have a clip so you can actually put them on branches, and they've got a peg so you can stick them on the ground. And the Fox Pro, set it up over here too. And away we go. They all kind of deked around and they didn't come right over, so I don't know what was going on there, but maybe we'll try and put them out in the sunlight and give it another try, or maybe we'll switch spots. Alright, take 2. So we moved the crows into the sunshine and the collar out into the field a little bit more, and let's get some crow action rocking. Forgot to turn on the mojo. Nothing. So try again somewhere else. So as we were walking back with the decoys, how many crows flew over? 30, 40, 50? Whole pile of them. So that was kind of disappointing, but we're going to move down. So I have an idea. We're going to set up for raccoons and crows at the same time, because when we played the raccoon calls before, we had a bunch of Snoopy crows came in, and then we can just switch the collar over to the crow party and maybe draw them in even closer and maybe get some raccoons. Well, we're not at the raccoon spot, but we're set up on the edge of a cornfield. Obviously, there's all this corn here. Nothing. This collar doesn't seem to be working at max volume right now, so maybe the batteries are low. And the wind did pick up a bit, so it's probably not carrying as far either. But we're gonna switch gears here and maybe get into a pigeon hunt. And again, just as we're about to set up, saw 2 over there and about 6 coming along the back of the cornfield. Well, on the way back, I hit up 3 apple trees. One with these yellow apples, so I just threw them all in my bag. And one with these red apples, and a third one that I just stopped and tasted 1 apple, but I kind of wished I would have picked more of them, but I had a pretty full bag at that point anyway. It's got to be 10 pounds of apples here, and this bucket was full when we picked it on the first day, day 1, and there, I just replenished what we've eaten in the last 4 days with some to spare. I don't know where I'm going to fit them all. Put them in the cabin and just eat a bunch, I guess. So that was a good little haul, even though we didn't get crows. I just went and picked some worms. Yeah, and I'm just going to do a quick update. So I heard all this shooting. I'm like, oh, Chris is getting warmed up for something. Came down to the cabin, and that's not what had happened. He came out the door, and there was a raccoon right here. Probably sniffing around all of our food. So, good thing he had the Ruger nearby. Popped out and shot that raccoon. So we're just going to go pick it up. I smell a raccoon. Oh, I see a raccoon too. Are you rolling here?
Yeah, just leave it there for now.
Okay.
And I'll just get you one of me walking back after. You can come wherever you want, son.
Raccoon. Bad news. There's no room for a deer now.
It's not terrible.
The windage? Distance?
Far.
Pick a color.
Doesn't matter, I'm on all of them.
Aimed a little bit high, and I think my bullet went high because it's maybe not got enough drop at that distance.
Well, now maybe it's time to go catch a fish.
Yeah. He'll come back around. Those guys might all be in the barn tonight too, right?
Yep.
Alright, we'll give those pigeons a break while we catch 2 rainbow trout.
I need to catch 2 big trout, not little trout.
Got a fish.
It's on. Is it a big one?
I don't know. Good one?
Medium-ish.
Fooling me.
Don't break them off.
Oh!
Oh no.
How old is this line? I put fresh line on my rods. What are you doing?
What you got?
Rainbow trout. For dinner. Oh, rainbow trout shirt. Nice one, eh?
Yeah, that's a good size.
Catch another one like that?
Yep, 1 each.
Quick supper. Chris is gonna try now. Have a turn. I'm gonna have a little look around the pond and see if I spot a monster.
Alright.
Like a Loch Ness monster. Or a monster rainbow. There's a couple of nice ones cruising by right here, but there's nowhere to cast from. Found an unshot 20 gauge shell. And clay pigeon. Yeah, there's about, well, at least a dozen of them over there. There's a bit of a deeper pool here. Any progress?
Yeah, give me a second.
There's a nice school of them over at the other end. Oh, that's a good one. I saw his white belly. Oh, that's going to be a good supper.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that fat one.
That's a good size one.
Yeah, there's a couple torpedoes like that cruising the other end.
Is there?
Yeah,
Well, that's good news.
yeah. Like there's at
like
least
big ones?
25, 30 fish over there.
Oh, well, that's good.
And some of them are that big or bigger.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep. Feathers. So pigeon hunting in the day is not the same as pigeon hunting at night. You get one or two shots and then they're kind of onto you, like most wild critters. Well, maybe we'll come back and try again tomorrow. Got other things to do today.
Yep. We'll get ourselves some other food.
Yeah. And then, well, we'll be busy tonight too, right? We'll have a visitor to the cabin. We got geese to pluck, raccoon to skin, the pigeons from the other day to pluck,
Deer to track.
a deer to track, because somebody's going to shoot a deer, maybe a turkey too.
Maybe.
Yeah. So, still a lot more happening today. Day 4 of the Wilderness Living Challenge, Season 6. Deer hunt time. Well, I just shot my 2 deer arrows at turkeys. Right over in the field here. When I came to my blind, my ground blind, they were right there in the field. I didn't have a good shot and they walked along and I kept trying to pick a patch through the branches. And then they got over here and there's a gap, little shooting lane through there. And took my shots but missed. Now I have no arrows and I'm going to probably spend the rest of the evening trying to find them. 2 bolts in an alfalfa field. There's like 2 needles in a haystack. Tell me if you spot them. They're a black arrow with green fletching. Good luck, eh? I put these markers here. Kind of lined up my shot with where I was. So you can see, just ignore the one on the left, kind of, but, or keep that kind of lined up with that other one up ahead by the grass with the tree that I was shooting from, and you can see that other one that I put out in the field there in the middle. So that's my shooting line, but I might have hit a twig and that arrow could be anywhere. Arrow, crossbow bolt, black one with green fletching. Keep your eyes peeled. Well, there's a turkey feather here, and it's been broken off. Doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it could mean that I hit a bird. It's a little bit off of the line of my estimated trajectory. We'll look for the arrow over here. This is 50 yards, this marker, which is about where I would have expected that arrow to drop. Anywhere between 50 and 60. Oh well, look how obvious it is. I don't know how I missed it. It hit and tipped. Probably need a good sharpening. That's one. Now we gotta find number 2. Sometimes a good trick if you want to see something that's low to the ground is just to get your eye low to the ground and have a look, turkey's eye view. So I'll just mark this spot with a corn top. So that's my marker for where I found the first one. And maybe do some circles here and see if I can turn up the second one. At least I can hunt deer now with a little bit of remaining light. Not that you should really reuse your broadhead after it's hit the dirt, but I'm out of options. I don't like to walk all over a guy's alfalfa field, so I'm trying to do a few good turns here and pick field stones. Some of them are really pounded in there, but there's some loose ones. Farmers hate field stones, so try to balance out my karma here, flattening out the alfalfa compared to picking out a bunch of field stones, weighing in the balance. We'll give this about 10 more minutes and maybe I'll just settle in with plucking that goose and watching for deer before I speak to the whole neighborhood. End of shooting light. There are some noisy blackbirds, squirrels, chipmunks, crows, no deer. So head back and cooking some rainbow trout at the cabin. Instead of beer battered fish, it's bear battered fish.
Yeah.
Somebody here is a sucker for the puns.
Yeah. I sure am.
I think I forgot to tell you about some of my other hunt adventures on the way to deer hunting, which ended up being a turkey shoot, but not a successful one. Part way there, I jumped up a grouse, and instead of flushing far, it just kind of hopped up, fluttered around, and then came down in a little patch of cedars. So I started chasing that guy with my air gun, and then when I got close, it darted out from under a log, and it was going so fast. I was like, that's the fastest grouse I've ever seen. But it was a cottontail rabbit. So that guy took off, and then I kind of looked around. I didn't find either one. So that kind of slowed me down getting out to the deer spot. And I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow morning. I guess it'll be a deer hunt. I'm sort of thinking to try calling turkeys. But I forgot to bring a call, so all I can do is like... I don't know if it'll convince them. But try and hedge my bets anyway. And it's going to be cold tonight. It got so cold after the sun dropped. And and I don't know if that'll be good or bad for pushing deer around. Maybe we'll have a good morning hunt, but that'll be in the next week's episode, day 5. So we're on day 4, and we're gonna get into some supper here in a moment. Oh yeah, listen to that oven. Crackle, crackle, crackle. Listen to that rice. They all sound good. Let's have a little peek in here. Ooh. That looks alright. Sizzling. Alright, here we go. Have a little bite of supper. We'll probably yak a little bit. That'll be over on the Wooded Beardsman channel if you want to pop over there and hear what we talk about while we eat. I'm pretty sure it's all going to taste fabulous.